What's going on, brother?
So you want to do a show? You want to talk about men issues? What's the first one we should tackle, bro?
Um, the ropes. The ropes. As men, we either get taught the ropes or we gotta climb the rope. And then when you climb the rope, you gotta touch the top, and then you gotta climb down the rope. A lot of us don't know how high the rope is. A lot of us don't know how to properly come down off of a rope. We slide down that bitch full speed and burn our hands up and never reach the top in the first place. Or we reach the top, touch the top, slide down all wrong, and have to do it again. Now, let me break that down and see what I'm talking about. The ropes is a general term that could cover things like response, how you respond to things. For example, you in a relationship, you find out something about your relationship mate that's not too flattering. Say you catch him in something and you catch him in something. Regardless of the magnitude, but you catch him red-handed, whatever it is. If you're a man and your lady decides to say, hey, that wasn't me, or that's not true, or I didn't say that, or, just kind of defends themselves against your accusation when your accusation is kind of like, spot on. You kind of know you got somebody's red-handed.
Yeah.
But they push back. Because nobody wants to get busted. It's embarrassing. Shit like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The point is, once the pushback starts, let's go ahead and role play. Hey, I caught you. What's these direct messages? You and this guy in a direct message having a conversation. I don't like that shit. Blah, 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 blah. She like, oh, man, that ain't shit. That wasn't me. That's not nothing. All this other shit. And then it spills into you get into, as soon as you go, something like, bitch, you lying. Or you raise your voice, or you do some shit like that. You just lost. Even though your case is sound, you have evidence, the burden of proof is on you and you can prove it because you're the accuser. As soon as you respond the wrong way, as soon as your response is out of character or emotionally charged, that becomes the topic.
Yep. Yeah. Because you in court, you have to present the evidence in a certain way that is palatable. You have to have certain procedures. It has to be vetted, and then you can present it. And even when you're presenting it, there's certain things you can and cannot say in presenting that evidence.
Right, learning the ropes.
Or you're gonna be held in contempt of court for how you present that shit, and it's gonna be all about you and what you did. You're
Held in
absolutely
contempt of court. That's a good one, bro. That's exactly what it is.
Sir, you are out of order. This whole courtroom is out of order.
Yeah, because even though you're talking to your lady, or if a lady's talking to her man, but usually it's the other way around. She's not only the defendant, but she's going to act as partial bailiff too, and somewhat of a judge. If you do decide to, get out of hand with it, like it's gonna turn to how you respond to it. Like, we gotta understand as men in our households, the way we respond to things is huge.
It's more
You know what I'm
powerful. Can be
saying?
more powerful than the actual issue itself on how we respond.
Yeah, yeah. How you respond to things, man, is as a man will determine the success of your relationships, the success of your arguments, or the points you're trying to prove. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and that's one of those things where men don't get taught that. They don't get taught how to control that emotion.
Yeah.
So what we end up doing is we end up going from 0 to 100, and while doing so, we emotionally get out of pocket
Yeah.
in a man way, in a
Yeah.
manly way,
Yeah.
which we don't see that from a woman's perspective on how intimidating that could be. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So because we're taught to be hard, and we're not taught a finesse game. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And I think as you become a grown man, you learn how to finesse things. You know, there should be a little feminine energy, not in a negative sense, but in the terms of finessing things. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have to be delicate in some areas, even when you're being firm. That's finessing
Mm-hmm.
something. When you gotta be firm, but you being delicate.
Yeah. No doubt. But all of that is true, bro. So my first, I think, one of my first successful understandings of that is having a daughter.
See, that's I don't have a daughter, but I can see that. Go
Because
ahead and
having a
explain that one.
daughter, yeah, because having a daughter, it's not gonna be like my son, my knucklehead son. Like, boy, man, if you don't get over there and do that, all right, Dad, man, just do it. You supposed to be responsible. We got to do this. Her, I got to be like, look, I got to sit her down. Now, if she's emotional about something, I say, look, honey, you have a right to your emotion. Go ahead, take a time out, and then we gonna come back and talk. That's how I do her. And then we sit and we talk. How does it make you
Right.
feel, honey? Okay, good. Here's how it makes you feel this way. Now here's the reality of what we got to do. So we got to we got to somehow merge your feeling with reality. If she
Right.
isn't being, if she's not in that space, she's on in a different space, and that has to be done with a certain love and delicacy. Now that doesn't mean that I don't get in her behind. Like, I'll cut loose a little bit, but it's always I got the hand of correction, but I got a hand of love too. You got to get them both, and unfortunately, um, not unfortunately, but when it comes to adult women, we have to function that way too, and sometimes we get a hang up in our head. Okay, she's a grown woman.
Yeah.
Why am I having to treat her like my daughter?
And she's talking like a grown woman too.
Yeah. And so, and it's not that necessarily that I'm treating or have to treat her like my daughter. It's the same approach. Obviously, more adult language. There's more
Yeah.
understanding, but that's
The same
difficult.
type of patience. The same type
The
of patience.
same type of patience, and that's very difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
It's very difficult because I feel like we right here. So we need to have right here conversations because we right here, daughter right here, we right here,
Mhm.
and
Right.
sometimes that's not a realistic expectation. Particularly if you have a woman that has dad issues, you're gonna have to be that way, you know. Or if you have someone who's been abused or going through some type of traumatic thing, as men, we have to have that approach. And listen, it's tough, bro, being a man out here. I don't care what
Yeah.
nobody say.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not saying women got it even easier, but the expectation is for men to have a cape on. You can spin that any kind of way you want. You can say, oh no this, oh no that, but sometimes it's an over expectation for us to be Superman. But
I
damn
wouldn't
it,
even say have a cape on. I would say to grow a cape.
That
You're
too.
expected
That
to
too.
grow it because it never comes off.
But and see, that's the problem because Superman was also Clark Kent. He had more Clark Kent moments than he did Superman. Hello?
Yeah,
His
yeah.
day to day
But
was Clark Kent.
Clark Kent was a white guy. He could be Clark Kent.
he was but what I'm saying is he didn't have to be Superman every day.
Yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
had the door glasses on and he was writing. He was with the people. He didn't have to be
He had
super.
that. He had that balance.
Yeah, right. And so sometimes I think that when you get in a situation, um, or just culturally sometimes we it's almost impressed upon us to always grow that cape, always have that bad boy on, and then there ain't no relaxing. But we gotta
But
have relax.
you know what though? Since we're speaking of in terms of Superman, let's keep it on that kind of that metaphorical simile with the superhero. And if you think about it, you got guys like Superman, Batman, guys wear capes, guys are the heroes, right? But we can learn something from Batman. Batman had a real finesse game about him in a sense. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we can learn a lot from that. Instead of trying to punch through the wall all the time, sometimes you got to pull out the smoke pellet, pop it on the ground, and disappear in the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to finesse your way out of a situation. Sometimes you have to, as a man, success don't always come in the form of I'm right.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? And I just think that in this day and age, the pressure that we're under as men is it's more than it has been, I think, for any generation. For the simple fact that there's I won't call it a tax, but there's an issue pretty much on every forefront. Everything's changing and looping around, and with them even trying to change the roles of men in society, and us alpha men trying to keep the tradition that we want to pass down to our sons and stuff like that. We have to begin to teach our sons, the finesse game. We have to begin to teach them on how to handle a rude cop, how to finesse him, how to handle a Karen, how to finesse her.
Mm-hmm.
How when you get to the register and you got somebody rude and shit and they trying to trigger you, you got to just use the finesse game. At the end of the day, you just want to get out with your stuff. At the end of the day, you're just trying to get home. At the end of the day, you really just want to get your point across.
Right.
So we have a lot of good brothers that get marginalized because of emotional mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of times, man, and on another note, there's a lot of emotions that, as young men from, a low economic status, that we don't even know how to deal with it or how to talk about it. Being thrust into the world with no skills and no way. And what I mean by way is like no way to really make it happen besides going to ask somebody for a job. You know what I'm saying? And then you get put on the terms and the condition of something that don't even fit your personality. And then you're in survival mode.
Yeah.
And you never come out of it. And next thing you know, you're a fourth generation survivalist. When you got your other buddies out here finessing the shit out of the game, leveraging shit. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot, man. I think we can really open up a discussion for men, all walks of life, all scales of the economic, all levels of the economic scale, to really sit and open up some of these cans. You know what I'm saying? So they can be opened up, and the funky fermentation, the funky fermented smell can just get out. We can deal with it, and we can talk about things like I said, bro. I was scrolling just to get this correct. I was scrolling in social media. I came across a post where the channel The View has their page, The View, with Ozzy Osbourne's wife and those other ladies that sit at the round table and they talk, right?
Yeah.
And they'll talk about current events and stuff like that, and then they'll talk about some personal issues, and they'll all kind of relate. You know what I'm saying? And men don't have that. And when I say men, I am really discriminatory in regards to what I'm talking about when I say men. I'm talking about traditional men with traditional values. You know what I'm saying? Not the new age, new wave, where we got to include any alphabet men in the group, because we don't. This is not what that's for. But I think there needs to be a discussion for men around manly issues, bro. You got niggas crossing in the 40s, crossing in the 50s. You got prostate exams and shit like that, and you got Western medicine, European style medicine, and it's like, is that the way to find out? You know what I'm saying? Like, and is that a violation of anything else in regards to you with that test or that checkup? You know what I mean? And some guys are really closed-minded about it because it hasn't been an open discussion about it. So, things like that. Things like erectile dysfunction, domestic violence, alcohol abuse. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are issues that we don't know how to deal with. You know what I'm saying? These are things that we don't know how to deal with, the fact of the pressure of being a provider 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, every day of your adult man life. They're going to always ask you something. You ever watch The Mandalorian? Man, it made me feel better as a man. And I was like, yeah, I get it, Mandalorian. But there's women Mandalorians in the group. But I get it. I get it. Once I watched The Mandalorian, I was like, damn, bro, I'm a fucking Mandalorian. This is what it is. They kick ass soldiers, right? And every goddamn body is asking them for something.
Listen, bro, I heard something. On that note, I heard something the other day, man. It was like with men, fathers, husbands, wife wants something right now. Everybody wants something right now. They ain't just asking. They want that. They want it right now. Wife wants something right now. Kids want something right now. Whatever career you want, that shit's right now. Your motherfucker, your mama wants something right now. Everybody, when they want something, when they asking, they want it right now.
Yeah. Right now.
No delay. And so we do have to have a safe space for brothers to talk. That's why we got brothers. Brothers need to talk to brothers. Where you at on therapy tip, bro?
I'll be honest with you, dog. I've been in therapy. That's what this group is for. That's why I want to form this group. Because that's what happens in therapy. This is exactly what therapy is. My therapist told me that I was good at self-diagnosing and really talking it out, and he saw I just needed somebody to not be judgmental in my expression of what was bothering me. I didn't need solutions. You know what I'm saying? I needed a conversation.
Yeah.
I needed somebody else's content. You know what I'm saying? I needed a different perspective, probably. But, because sometimes just because you get a degree and you become a psychiatrist, don't mean that you're beneficial for your client.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of times psychiatrists they'll try to unravel, they'll try to peel scabs that will end up putting you in a loop that you probably worked really hard to get out of. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times when you can have relatable peers that have similar, you know, foundations and structures, you know, y'all can probably interchange a couple screws and parts and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's similar. It's relatable. You know, if we're using the same language, you can understand me a little better. If I can use a metaphor that you can relate to,
Mm-hmm.
we can cut through a lot of the dialogue.
Yeah.
So I just want it to be an open space for men to sit around, chime in, put topics up. Next week, we'll knock those topics down. We'll openly discuss them. We'll seriously research them. You know what I'm saying? Financial information, you know, spiritual information from all sides of the globe. Just open conversations, man. Sometimes we got brothers out here that want to know things but don't even know how to find out about knowing about these things. You know what I'm saying? I got some brothers that hang with me in regards to work, and I can tell that they like hanging with me because, you know, I build some intellectual shit a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm riding in the car listening to lectures, and these niggas will listen to the lectures too.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll never turn the lectures on initially.
Yeah. Right.
You see what I'm saying? So we never had these outlets, and I'm not just trying to do this for the 40 plus, the 30 plus. I'm trying to get these young boys in, you know, these 18, 19, 28-year-olds. He's about to be doing some wild shit. It's about to like not, you know, letting the emotions getting the best of them in the wrong situation. And next thing you know,
56 years in prison, bro. I know. You know what I'm saying? Straight up.
yeah, or you on child support,
Yeah.
or you know, you gonna realize that women are like flowers, really, and sticky flowers at that. Cause a lot of that shit you say gonna stick. You feel me? So
Yeah.
I think we need to have an open discussion, man, where we can have a talk about the lessons that we've learned, the mistakes that we've made, and in those conversations, some wisdom will be handed down to somebody who hasn't experienced something like that before, and they'll probably avoid the mistake. You know what I'm saying? So, just knowing like certain feelings when you start feeling it, what that feeling is, how to handle yourself at 4 in the morning when you wake up and you can't sleep because shit is on your mind.
Yeah.
You know, what you should do with that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How you should really focus it. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, just those type of things, man. Just building outlets and shit like that. Because we get into a tough time, bro. I think a lot of these brothers, you know, really, man, we got to load up the content because the next couple of years might get a little strange.
It's gonna get a little rough, bro.
Yeah,
No.
it's gonna get a little strange.
Get a little
But look,
rough.
man, I'm at a client's house, bro. I got a delivery out front waiting on my boy to pull up so they can work it in for me. But let me get this game going right quick, and let's do it, man. Let's have a weekly men's discussion. You know, we're not going to exclude the women from chiming in and listening, but it won't be addressed up front. You feel me?
Yeah.
It won't get broken into the flow.
Yeah, they need to
It'll
make
get added into the mixture.
right. We need to make sure they went through Kevin Samuel's training, bro.
Yeah, they have to understand that. They have to understand that. Let us talk. let us talk. Like this is for men and by men about men stuff. And women could learn a lot from it because we're not trying to Kevin Samuel them. You see what I'm saying?
Man, Kevin Samuels for
I don't,
president, bro. I don't care what you
but
say.
I don't want to. Listen. This is about men. I love women and all, and I love everything that they bring to the table. But this is about making men better so they can be better men for their women.
Right, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? And steel sharpens steel. And a woman gonna come into a steel sharpening arena
That flower
and
gonna
get
get
they
cut
belly
up.
lawnmower over the garden.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All the tulips and the geraniums, whatever they call it, are dead.
Right.
You feel me? So
They mulched.
yeah, and it'll be good for him to sit back like a fly on the wall and watch these things, man, and watch certain things and hear certain things and hear shit like how niggas don't know how to date and niggas don't know how to be romantic. You know, niggas don't. Man, look, I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of that. I have to remind myself that little romantic shit that I discount, that shit goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that shit, dog, you know, even for the men that have a pool of resources to say, hey, guys, here's a nice date.
Mm-hmm.
The dating log.
Mm-hmm.
That's resourceful shit, the shit that we need.
Yeah.
How many times have I hit you up and said, hey, dog, I need a nice restaurant?
Yeah.
You know, I'm vegetarian, so it's tough. I can't go to the steakhouse. I can't go to the to the seafood houses and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So all of those restaurants are not even in my like realm. I will go there and be looking silly. You know what I'm saying? They got $70 steaks, but I don't even want one because I'm a vegetarian. I'm in a steakhouse.
Mm-hmm. You
know what I'm saying? I'm in Ocean Prime and I don't eat seafood.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just being resourceful like that, man. Getting each other together, man. As far as like even buying these houses and renting these houses, you got people like myself done over the course of the years of your renting life. When you look at how much money you spent on rent, you're like, damn, you know, and you know nothing about leverage. You know nothing about how you can qualify, or it may take you one season to get qualified.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just to have all of this real, pure information that's beneficial and that's needed. You know, and I would say to any man that's watching and wants to contribute, just think about what you lacked or what have you gained and how did you gain it and what inspired you to gain it. Those things need to be talked about because you never know who's in a boat that you're not in anymore.
Right.
So, you know, I didn't have a guru. I didn't have I had athletes, and you just watch them niggas on film and try to mimic what they did on film. You know, we didn't have mentors like talking to us and reaching out to us and making sure we was straight. And what I mean by straight is like, you know, hey bro, you can take $40 and stretch it at the grocery store. Go buy you some hamburger meat, some bread, to this, that. You know what I'm saying? Then you straight, because now you can feed your few kids yourself, and you can still budget your money right. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's making sure dudes is straight, making sure all of that little stuff, man. So, you know, I think we should cross that threshold and really get it going. You never know what it's going to turn into.
That's what's up, man. Another show with the Golden Experience. That was Mark McCluskey. Just two brothers talking, kicking it about men issues, men challenges. I'm going to try to do something on a regular basis that focuses just on men's mental health, and what we're going through, and create a forum where we can talk and we can share ideas, share our challenges, share our struggles, share our solutions. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.